Welcome to VOOFA Life with Vivek Raj Shiva Ray. The words of wisdom from an enlightened master. This is your place to experience life to its fullest. Get ready as we dive in.
Question asked by Anita. There is a constant urge to get what I desire in my life, whether it be finance, fitness, love, and monetary gains, but this urge, this want in me, does not feel natural because I think it is the world around me telling me to be a certain way. Is there a way to transform my urge to something more purposeful?
The answer is two-part. The natural way and the unnatural way to live life. So first, we will talk about the unnatural way to live your life. All your wants and desires are direct reflection of what you seek from the outside world. So when you seek from the outside world, all your achievements, success, and failures will come as a sense of responsibility towards what the outside world wants from you. And of course, you have to be a certain way in order to prove to this world that you are worth of it. No success in anything that is triggered by your desires, the desires that are based on the outside world, will ever be yours. And that is the reason why whenever you become successful in achieving your desired goals, you still feel something is still missing. And you hop off to a new realm of wants and desires. And this cycle continues, and every time you are successful, you feel more hollowness inside you. Because even the conquerors of this world have died with complete hollowness inside. I have heard the folklore that goes around about Alexander the Great. They say that before he died, he asked his generals to make sure that when he died, his arms should be left open with hands open wide, so that the whole world can see that even the mighty conqueror died with empty hands. Right now, the world around you is telling you to be a certain way. Your success is more of a responsibility than a natural achievement. Success has become a big-time show-off. And instead of truly rejoicing and celebrating it, people use their success as a tool for promotions to show the world that they are successful. I hope you notice that their desires are based on what people will think of them if they achieve what the people expect. So are their successes based on what the people will think of them being successful. What a foolish way to live life. If your desires are based on what people expect from you, then you are nothing more than a slave to the society. And think, what choices does a slave have? All what a slave achieves is always owned and claimed by the slave master. The slave will remain empty-handed with a deep feeling of hollowness inside. And that's what is your feeling right now. Do not treat your life as some responsibility that you have to carry on to prove it to this world. You are not born to prove anything to anyone. You're not born to prove yourself. The society, the people, and the world around you have molded you in a slave, where unless you prove, you get nothing. But this only affects you when your desires are based on what they expect from you. Drop the expectations. Drop the burden off your shoulders, and you will be free from the shackles of slavery you have been brought up in. Stop living like a donkey that takes up a challenge to run after a carrot that keeps hanging in front of him. Know that the donkey is the slave, and the world has been hanging out that carrot in front of him all the time. He eats one carrot and then goes for the next one, and always feels hungry. And so do you. Hungry. The urge, the desire, the hunger. And once you understand the hunger, you will understand the natural law of hunger. Being hungry, the feeling of hunger, is the core of our existence, and satisfying it makes us thrive on this planet, expand our horizons in every realm of life, whether materialistic or spiritual. The urge that we are born with is hunger. When an infant is born, when a baby child is born, the first want is mother's milk. Why? Because the baby is hungry. And then starts the hunger game of life. Milk, food, clothes, money, cars, houses, power, and whatnot. All because we are hungry. So what is hunger? Well, you know that being hungry is a feeling. If you haven't eaten food for a day, you know how it feels. So you're damn sure about that feeling of hunger, aren't you? Also, do you know that no one, and I repeat, no one can be hungry in your place? No one can be hungry for you. Listen to me. If they eat, you are not satisfied. It has to be a hunger that comes from you and is satisfied by you consuming. So, your hunger is your hunger, and no one can fill in for your hunger. Another important thing about hunger is that everybody's hunger is different. You search for different things to eat when you are hungry, and I search for different things to eat when I'm hungry. You may be looking for a much healthier food to eat, whereas what I'm looking for when I'm hungry. Hunger creates a desperateness in us. We become desperate to satisfy our hunger. And the truth is that biologically, we know that if we never satisfy our hunger, we eventually die of hunger. We die of hunger. And therefore, always remember, the only legitimate motivator in this world is hunger. I repeat, the only legitimate motivator in this world is hunger. There is nothing, and I say it again, nothing that is more powerful than hunger in you. Because when you are hungry, you will do something about it. It is such a great motivator that when you are hungry, you cannot sit idle and wait for someone to bring food to you. You will take action. You will go out there and find food. So let me give you some deeper insight about hunger. There are two kinds of hunger. Hunger in the physical form and hunger in the non-physical form. In the natural physical form, by not eating, you get hungry. Again, in the natural physical form, by not eating, you get hungry. But in the non-physical form of hunger, by eating, you get more hungry. Listen to this carefully. Have you ever eaten a big meal where you cannot eat anymore? Your belly is full? And if I ask you, do you want to eat more? Your answer will be no. I'm done. But when you have a higher form of hunger, the non-physical form of hunger, you get more hungry. I'm talking about the hunger to be successful, the hunger to be better than what you were yesterday, the hunger to live the lifestyle of your dreams, the hunger to have an everlasting relationships, the hunger to have the financial freedom so that you don't have to think about money at all times, and the hunger to have great health, great fitness. These are the kind of non-physical form of hunger within you, where you want more because you always feel that you can't get enough. Now, if you are thinking that I am going to tell you that non-physical form of hunger is bad and you should stay away from it, well, that's not the case here. Instead, I say, if you don't have this ever-growing hunger, the non-physical form of hunger, it's a sign of some sort of a spiritual sickness. Being hungry, whether physically or non-physically, is very natural as it creates our reality and expands our horizon. And if you don't have the feeling of ever-growing hunger, you are showing signs of spiritual sickness. Why do I call it sickness? I call it because if you have ever seen a baby and if she stops to eat, you know something is wrong. She is sick. And so will you be if you stop feeling hungry. Because even in the physical form of hunger, where I'm talking about food, if you stop to eat, you cease to exist. So the question is, when you fail in your life, maybe in your business or relationship, or even when you are not able to keep yourself in good shape mentally or physically, do you get hungry? I'm not asking how big your appetite is. I'm asking, how hungry are you? Like I said, hunger is a great motivator. It makes you take action. Hunger is what helps you grow. It expands your horizon, your scope to do things in your life. And if you are not spiritually hungry, there is something wrong with you because you have stopped growing. The fun part is that whoever created us did make sure that we always remain hungry. For many people, hunger is what wakes them up in the morning. Maybe the hunger to have a good morning or see the rising sun. Hunger is what makes them go out and do more to achieve more. Hunger comes in so many different forms every day, and you keep on satisfying it. But you see, hunger is not always positive. It can be negative too. There are people who unknowingly become hungry for depression, stress, laziness, because most of the non-physical form of hunger is related to your mind rather than the physical hunger you express. From what I have known for years is that you will always find three kinds of people, out of which two of them creates illusion of hunger, whereas one is hungry for real. And this is so important to understand before understanding anything about the law of hunger. The first one are the ones who creates an illusion of non-physical form of hunger by reacting to the outside world. For example, my neighbor has a car, so should I. My friend has a big mansion, so should I. That movie star looks beautiful, so should I. Someone is successful, and so should I. Someone does something and I am so hopeless that so should I. So they don't have a real hunger in them, but because of the people around, the society or the culture, they create this fake hunger. These are the people whom you will always find having problems in their life, stress, never content, struggling and failing and never satisfied, and die unsatisfied. What these people are doing unknowingly is going against the law of hunger. They're not that really hungry, but they create the illusion to be more hungry and get stuck in the never-ending loop of desires. Now, the second kind of people are the one who creates an illusion of non-physical form of hunger, where they say that they don't want much from life or anything or anybody, and they are happy with what they have from yesterday. They start to live up from their yesterday's portion. This is another kind of illusion people create to look and make themselves feel that they are not greedy. They are good with what they have, and they continue boasting about how humble they are and how much they appreciate what they have. This is not natural at all and goes against the law of hunger. So whether you create an illusion of wanting more or less than what your natural hunger is, you will be stuck with your desires. Don't think that only the desires for more is a kind of desire or greediness. The desire to curb your hunger is still a desire and is still greediness of showing that you are some humble person who appreciates what you have from yesterday. I'm sure you are stuck in one of these realms of illusion. Your mind is creating unnatural desires, unnatural hunger, and that is the sickness of this world we live in. But the good news is that you can break this plateau that you have created. You need to break this pattern of unnatural hunger right now. You need to grow in your life on the basis of true hunger. Your desires should not come as a reaction of what others think of you or what others have or what may seem good because others think it is good. Your hunger should simply be natural and true. So now it is time to know about the law of hunger. What is the law of hunger? The law of hunger is the deepest true feeling of hunger is the womb of the universe from where everything comes into existence. I'm going to say this again. The deepest true feeling of hunger is the womb of the universe from where everything comes into existence. This is the secret of the secret. You may have heard about the law of attraction. Well, this is the core of that law and all universal laws. The law of hunger. So be very cautious about how you feel, what you feel, and what you feel hungry about. Is it natural or unnatural? Because unless it is natural, it will never be answered by the supreme intelligence of this universe. And this is the reason why even after becoming successful, you are never satisfied. Simply because the rat race you got started with never had the true hunger in the first place. Remember, only the true deepest feeling of hunger will give you true satisfaction, true contentment. Rest, all your illusions of contentment and appreciations of what you have achieved is just a way to console yourself. The reason why all motivations fail in life is due to your illusion of hunger, illusion of desires. True hunger is a true motivator. True hunger motivates you in every aspect of life, material and spiritual. I know people who come to me asking about the meaning of life, why we are here, what's the purpose of life. Well, these are people who have made peace with the material hunger and are pretty content in their life. Their day-to-day hunger for success is now part of their contentment. They're still growing, but growing more in the higher purpose of life. Being hungry is so important that even the universe, energy, God, whatever you want to call it, whatever name, whatever tag you want to give it, acts upon your deepest feeling of hunger. It answers your hunger. Even the universe does not feel the need of feeding someone who is not hungry. So now, you know why I'm asking you to be hungry. To be truly hungry, naturally hungry. To live a content life, to have a blissful state of mind, and to know the purpose of life, it all begins with being spiritually hungry. Simply because hunger is not desire. Your desires, unless becomes your true hunger, will never be answered by the universe. If you think you can trick the universe, the God, higher self, whatever name you want to give it to, well, you're wrong. You are very wrong. It's like you going to a nice restaurant and looking at the menu card, desiring to have great cuisines, but you already had food before coming to this restaurant. And your belly is full, and you can't eat anymore. So, you can only desire. And since it's not the hunger that's within you, you won't be able to eat. So hunger is not desires. And unless you turn your desires into true hunger, they won't be coming your way. Meaning, you are bound to fail. And that is one of the reasons why people fail in their life. They're not truly hungry about their desires. You cannot step on two sailing boats at the same time. I want you to be hungry to solve all your problems, deal with the struggles, deal with your state of mind, and come out satisfied. You have to understand your own hunger by cautiously looking at it. At times, what is it you're hungry for? And then decide whether you want to satisfy that hunger or not. Whether that hunger is triggered by others, other people's possessions, what they think of you, what will happen if you do or you don't do a certain thing, and then what the people will think of you. Will they respect you or not? Your whole life revolves around uncertainty and struggle. Don't be afraid. Have faith in yourself. Be truly hungry by looking within and finding what you actually want from life without being affected by the outside world. Get out of your comfort zone and start growing. And then you will know the true purpose of life. Remember, no one will be hungry in your place. So you will have to take this responsibility. I want you to feel true hunger, satisfy it, and reach contentment. It's part of the process and you can't skip it. For listening to me with such great love, I am full of gratitude. Thank you.
Visit us at VOOFAlife.com. That is VOOFA life.com and become part of the VOOFA family today.